What's up, guys? Just gonna do a quick melee build update video showing you guys my current melee setup on Amara. It's pretty damn OP, if I do say so myself. So I'll just hop into it here. Um, so I have this. It's not really. It doesn't add anything to melee. It's just kind of cool. It does quite a bit of damage on action skill end, of course. So yeah, it's kind of cool. This thing right here, the Facepuncher. This is the bee's knees. This thing is essential for a melee Amara right here. What it does is it scales with your melee. So anything that your melee does is going to proc with this shotgun. So if your melee is doing incendiary and shock, it's going to do incendiary and shock with this shotgun. So you're basically shooting your melee ability at the enemy with this gun. It's pretty beast. It's pretty essential for the build. I have a couple other ones over here. If you want to see the differences, these ones are called Deep Dive Facepuncher. So I think that's just what it's normally called. This one is double pellets, 134 times 14 instead of times 7. So it's pretty beast. Okay, moving on. Next is this pistol. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Has 120% melee damage on it. That's why I use it. So it's pretty savage. It also has this bouncing bullets and just a shit ton of projectiles. So yeah, it's cool. It's fun to use. This thing I just use for corrosive damage because I don't have that on my melee, but it has really high corrosive damage. So, but yeah, that has nothing to do with melee as well. Now I'll get into the shield. Brawler Ward. This thing is a beast. It's the best roid shield in the game, I'm pretty sure. It's the only roid shield that I found that's higher than 180 melee damage. So yeah, and it gives you 25% weapon damage while it's depleted and 2% max health per second while it's active, and it doubles while shields are depleted. So you just get huge health regen while your shields are depleted, and the recharge delay is pretty high on it, and that's what you want with a roid shield. So this thing is badass. You get it from the Grave Warden. Class mod. This thing's pretty essential as well. Mara gains damage reduction. This bonus is based on the distance to the enemy. The closer the enemy, the greater the bonus. So you get a damage reduction up to 29%, depending on how close you are, which you're going to be meleeing, so you'll pretty much always have 29% damage reduction. It also adds 21% weapon damage, 21% weapon magazine size, and shield recharge delay. But the main thing that it adds is it adds +1 to this capstone right here, the Find Your Center capstone. So it increases the melee damage from what would have been 100% to now it's 200%. And it gives me +3 in this one, which is pretty good. Gives you increased gun damage and action skill damage every time you cause damage with your melee. And then this one, bonus damage when you're closer with your weapon. So yeah, it's a pretty good class mod. It's probably not perfect, but it's pretty beast for what I'm going for. Grenades, not really important. I use a Whispering Ice just for the crowd control capabilities. It's a singularity grenade, and it freezes, and frozen enemies take more melee damage. So, and then the artifact. This thing is absolutely essential. This is probably make or break the build right here. It's the Unleash the Dragon artifact, and the thing that makes it so beast is the melee ignite chance 100%. So every time you melee anything, it's going to light on fire. And then it gives you 16% incendiary damage and 25% melee damage. You can get different rolls on this that don't have the melee damage, so I suggest farming for a good one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me show you the skill trees real quick. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is this skill right here gives me plus 75% melee damage, and Blitz, of course, as you guys know, plus 100%. But what you want to do for your action skill is the Ties That Bind and Glamour. Because what Ties That Bind does is it basically creates chains around your phase grasp to where all the enemies are linked, so they'll take the same damage or not the same damage, but reduced damage that the guy that you're shooting that's in your phase grasp. And then Allure, which confuses all the enemies around. So right when you phase grasp that guy, everybody around is just going to start shooting him, all the enemies. And there's some badass enemies on Mayhem 3 that'll just pretty much melt the guy that you have phase grasp. So it's pretty good. And on top of that, you want Shock to be your action skill element, because you're already doing fire. So use Shock to take out their shields, and then fire to take out their flesh, because that's what most enemies are in this game anyway. So yeah, without further ado, we'll get into it, and I'll show you guys a few what it's like here. So you can see all the enemies there took damage from the phase grasp. This guy's a flamethrower guy, not the best display here. He won't take fire damage. But yeah, you can just pretty much one punch anything, except for these guys. Well, and you can see my health is just constantly regenerating. Oh, and this is Mayhem 3, by the way. Just forgot to mention that. So yeah.
You enjoying the show?
41k. And yeah, every time you shoot the shotgun, as you can see, it's proccing that fire because you have a 100% ignite chance. Do one more little mob pack here. Show you guys. You want to phase grasp like the strongest enemy, even though there's nobody around. But the stronger guy you phase grab, the more health they have, so you can do more damage to the smaller adds. Do a little grenade action here. See the grenade pulls them all in. Sweet. You can pretty much just punch him and watch him die. Just watch the dot do work.
Oh, grave digger, you're welcome.
Alright. I think that's that. Ooh, a Nemesis. I don't think I've ever used this before. Cool. Alright. That's the video. Thank you for watching. Bye.